everyone. I'm Colleen Van Der Zijden, and this is Creating an Inspired Life. Have you ever thought about what an inspired life is? It's a life where you're living it on your terms. It's a life that you love. It's a life that is meant to be for you and is so happy. I'm a psychic medium and a spiritual life coach. And as those two things, I help people create their inspired life. As a medium, I connect with our loved ones on the other side to bring through messages of hope and healing and love. And as a coach, I bring through messages to you to help you create your best life, help people take steps to do what it is they want to do to create their happiest life. Every week on this show, I give us a little coaching tip, something to help you create your life. And today's is on how to find your reset button. Have you ever experienced a situation that was so out of your control, so worrisome, so confusing or overwhelming that it was affecting every aspect of your life, where you're so worried about something that you can't think clearly about anything else? You seem to have lost your joy. You're not happy with things. This problem you're having is always in your mind, no matter how much you try to get it out of your mind. And it can be very overwhelming, and it can affect all aspects of our lives. And a few weeks ago, I had one of those situations that was just something else. And I could not fix it. I couldn't control it. I couldn't make the circumstance change or go faster. It was something that was literally out of my control. So I'm going to tell you the story because we want to know what it is. I was in the process of selling a house so I could buy a new house. And the house that I was selling was supposed to close on a certain day. And on that day, the house fell through. The buyers didn't get their funding. So at this point, even though we were still waiting for it to close, and thinking it was going to work because we had confirmed dates and everything, we had already moved into the new house under an early entry agreement. And we had gotten everything over to the new house, and then the selling of the old house falls through. So now what's going to happen? Are the buyers going to get funding? Are they going to be able to do it? Is the whole thing going to fall through and we're going to have to pack up and move back? This problem was huge. It was just so gigantic. And I noticed that it was really affecting my energy, as you can imagine. I still had to function. I still had a life. I still had appointments to keep. I still had things I had to do. And as I was going through this problem, I became really aware of how I was feeling. I became really aware of the effect this problem was having on the rest of my life. I could feel myself having anxiety, and I very rarely, if never, have anxiety. I could feel myself just really feeling horrible. And then one day I heard myself say, I need to reset my energy. And in that second, all of a sudden, I realized I had this moment of clarity that I had already established subconscious ways to reset my energy. I didn't know that's what I was doing consciously, but I would do things, and I could look back in my life and I could see there were certain things I did to reset my energy back to a more positive energy, back to who I am, even if my life is crazy and out of control. I hadn't, as I said, consciously thought about this. And at that point, I hadn't given it a name, but I'm talking about how to find your reset button. Because in this light bulb moment where I realized I had opportunities, I had ways to change my energy, things shifted for me. You know how technology has a reset button? You'll have a device and you push a button and it resets the device back to the original programming. Or even with a computer or a cell phone, we unplug it to reset it and get rid of whatever problems we might be having. So the first thing we do is something's happening, going wrong with our computers, we turn it off, turn it back on. Everything has a reset button. So do we. We actually have a reset button to bring us back to who we are. And as I was going through my issue, I realized what I wanted to do most of all to help me reset my energy was to write something. When I'm writing something, I'm creating a new idea. Maybe I'm creating a workshop or a lecture or a blog or an idea for my radio show. Or I'm just creating something for my own personal benefit, some kind of inspirational writing to help me. And when I write like that, I do feel inspired and I feel connected to the God energy. And when I'm connected to the God energy, this shifts my worry out of my head and into a place of trust, knowing it's going to work as it should. I may not like the end result, but it's going to work as it should. And I feel empowered this way. I'm not necessarily doing anything directly about my problem, especially if I can't, but I've shifted my mind enough that I feel empowered, and I'm allowing that connection to supersede my worry and my overwhelm. Whenever I shift my energy like that, it makes it so much easier to handle my problems. With my house, I managed to do that for a while, and thank God the house closed, and we will be buying the new house after all. I don't have to move back. Amen. So when we're doing this, what can help you reset your energy? What can make you feel like you, your happiest, positive self? It's very unique. It's very individual. Everyone likes different things. Everyone does different things. Some people like to deal with their stress and worry by being physical. They might play a game. They might go for a walk. They might do sports. Some people like to sit by water and breathe in the fresh air. It's very calming for them. Some people like to read and be transported to a different location. So you step outside yourself and go someplace else. We pet our pets. We pet our pets. Yes, we do. And it brings us calmness and peace. It brings us back to the present, and we feel more connected to ourselves. Some people like to visit with their friends, or they go to church. There's so many different things we can do. If you don't know what you can do to help reset your energy, you want to think about the things you really like to do. You want to think about the things that make you happy. What do you gravitate to when you're overwhelmed with stress or worry? Now, it has to be something positive, okay? You can't go and do emotional eating and eat 15 cupcakes, okay? You can't. To be positive, I would not recommend having 3, 4, 5 glasses of alcohol. I wouldn't recommend doing drugs or any of those things. It has to be something that's more natural and that's going to reset your energy to the positive energy that is you within. When you do something that's not positive, that's not resetting your energy. You're actually messing with it. Okay, so thinking back to things that have helped you in the past with stress or worry, was there something that helped shift your mind? Was there something that helped you step outside of that? Something maybe you did that was subconscious and you didn't even know you were doing it either, just like me. You want to be able to reset your mind, to separate the problem out so the rest of your life can be happy and you don't have to focus on that problem anymore. It is possible to do. You want to immerse yourself in something. When I'm doing my watercolor painting, I am so focused on what I'm doing that I don't have time or room in my brain to think. I don't have time to worry. I don't have time to worry about what's going to happen, what might happen, anything like that. And I've noticed that when I'm done with the painting, and it could be as simple as, half hour, whatever it is, when I'm done, I feel so much more peaceful. And with that peaceful part of myself, I'm more connected again to the spiritual, which is very important to me. And I'm back in the present moment, and those worries aren't bothering me. So a greater awareness of what can help you, what reset buttons you might want to try or use, natural ones, please. When you connect to them consciously, you will step out of that worry and you'll separate things out and you will feel so much better. I'm telling you, it actually worked for me. I was not aware until I did it that had such a huge impact on me. So since then, I've made a point of making sure if I do feel stressed, I just write something and within minutes, I feel better. So find what will reset your energy and you will be amazed. I am guaranteeing this. I guarantee something every week and I'm guaranteeing this one too. And if you want to reach me, I would love to hear from you. You can find me at psychicmediumcolleen.com and also on Facebook, Medium Coach Colleen Vander Zijden. And I do love to hear from you and hear your questions and concerns. And people write to me from all over the world and ask questions, how they can do this better, how they can do that better. And I would love to help you if you have a question as well. So here we are going to move on to our first caller, who is Wanda from Brooklyn. Wanda, how are you?
Hi, how you doing? My name is Wanda. I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
nice to meet you. So do you have something in particular you want to talk about tonight?
Okay, work. I'm having problems. Like, I don't know what to do anymore. It's like I'm confused. I don't know where to turn.
Okay, so are you confused about work or about life issues in general?
Not in general. I just turned 50.
Pretty much everything.
And everything, yeah, pretty much everything. I don't know what to start, where to look. I'm completely lost.
Okay. Now, one of my themes is always helping people figure out things about their lives, figure out what it is they really want to do, how they are. And when I do this, I like to connect in with a spirit on the other side to give us some information, but I'm going to go back and forth for you. I have a feeling between coaching as well as spirit. And I do have a spirit who steps in, and he actually feels very fatherly. With him as he steps in, do you have a father who has passed on the other side?
No.
Not
Grandfather.
Yet? Okay. Grandfather, that may very well be. And as this person comes through, he's got that fatherly vibe, but he's also got an interesting feeling of having had quite a lot of difficulties in his life as well. Okay. And I feel like there were many issues that he had in terms of survival, even coming up with so many different things. And as he steps in closer, he's telling me that you have come so much further than he actually did. And he is actually telling me, too, that he's quite proud of you because you do keep going. You don't give up. You're still going. And as he's touching in further, he's telling me that you have quite a few ideas in your head about things you want to do. And that seems to be contributing to the confusion in your head as to which direction to go. Do you currently have a job?
No, I'm not working currently, no.
Not yet. Okay. Because it seems as though there's some issues. Yeah, there seems to be some issues with that because it seems as though you're in an area where it might be a little bit limited as to what's available to you. He's giving you a bit of a push. Have you been walking the streets basically looking for a job, some places you could work?
Yes, but everything is slow.
Yes, and that's the impression I'm getting. And it's unfortunate, too, because it does feel as though there are places around you. It's just that the opportunities aren't there just yet. He's giving me the impression that he wants you to step a little bit beyond the area you've been looking in and also some different fields that you could check out and not be quite, I know you're looking for pretty much anything at this point that would work.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're trying to just get whatever is available. He does suggest also checking some other areas, and I'm talking physical areas as well as different situations that could be helpful for you. Yeah. Do we have other issues going on in your family as well with situations and worry over other people in your household?
Yeah, I mean, right now at this point, the moment, it's like we not speak. I mean, we speak, but we not. I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. We're all confused.
Yeah, there's so much here. Now, what I'd like to tell my coaching clients so many times is, especially when it seems like everything is going wrong around you, you don't know where your relationship's heading, you don't know about a job, you don't know how you're going to get through paying your bills, you don't know all sorts of things. And what I like to tell my coaching clients is to get back to themselves. And you probably heard what I was just talking about for my coaching tip today, is figuring out what it is that makes you happy, what it is. And it can be the most simple thing in the world. It can be as simple as walking in a park, and seeing a tree and just sitting there and just breathing in. Because what happens is we get so confused with everything that's going on in our lives and we don't know what's going to happen. The uncertainty starts to weigh on us and we don't know what to do. And we feel like we have to do something, but you don't really have to do something. You know, what's most important is to figure out what it is you really want, what you really like. And I don't want you sitting there going, oh, I like this, I like this, I want this, I want this. It's not that. We're going for feelings. We're going for emotions. So what makes you happy? Do you like to have ice cream? Does ice cream make you happy? Just don't have too much of it. But, you know, that might be something that makes people happy, just having that joy. You know, what are some of the things you used to like doing?
Well, there was a lot of things to go out, be a caregiver. We used to go out, help people, and that's the patient that moved. She moved away, so I had a hard time getting another place. But then I went to cashiering, and they closed down the place, and now I'm stuck in it. It's like I'm confused. I don't know where to go. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm confused. And it started after I turned 50. After I turned 50. It's like...
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because we start to look at our lives and we start to see, you know, how much time do we have left? We want to do certain things. Now, just when you said the caregiving part, I could tell... Yes, this is something that's very important to you, is helping other people. So with that, now this is really important what I'm going to say, because helping other people is very noble and we all should do it. But we have to make sure we're taking care of ourselves too. So I know you might feel like it might be selfish to do that, but I want you to think about, really think about the things that you love, the things that would make you happy, no matter what it is. And don't focus so much on the work aspect of it, of finding that other job, because if you're taking care of you, you're showing love and care to yourself, those positions are going to come to you. These positions will come. You'll have options because you're taking care of yourself. It's kind of like showing the universe, I'm taking care of myself, so I'm trusting you, the universe, to take care of me. And I know some people think that that's a bunch of hooey and it's not true, but it is true. And it really does work. So if you would, for me, try just for a few days, maybe 3 days, maybe 4, to really take care of yourself. Really get enough sleep. Make sure you're eating as decently as you can. Make sure you're getting outside and breathing the air. You can still be open and looking for a position, but I want you to really look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know, I love you, Wanda. You're an awesome person. And try this, because I know it sounds a little strange, but it actually does work. Okay? So will you tell me if you're going to try to do this for me? Because I really think it's going to make a difference.
I'm going to try. Yes, I will.
Okay.
I will.
You try, because I think it's going to make a difference, because I do feel it will help you attract a job. Okay? So I'm going to let you go, Wanda, and I do want you to let me know, okay, what happens in the next month or so, okay?
Okay, thank you so much. Have a blessed one.
You too. You too. And that was Wanda from New York City. And now we're going to go to Hazel from Alabama. Hazel, how are you?
Well, I would say okay, but I'm really, really confused at this moment.
I have a theme tonight. we have a lot of confusion going on tonight. Continue on. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay, honey. I had to take my grandchildren back to Kentucky. And everything, you know, it was a kind of hassle. But it seems like since I've gotten back, something's changed. And I used to be a very open person, a very friendly person. I had a friend, but I find myself not wanting to talk to her. And I do have a visitor in my home that throws things around, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it or not. I have been told that I am an empath and that I do attract spirits to me at times. And I don't know if this is what's going on, and there's been a lot of trouble, a lot on my mind.
Right. Yes. Okay. Now, as soon as you said you had somebody in the house that's throwing things around, I could see that you are an empath. I can see that you're very sensitive, I can see that you do feel things, and you may or may not know where these energies are coming from. They could be coming from other people and all of that. You are a person who takes things in very deeply. You're actually quite sensitive. Do you hold on to emotional things and just they stay right with you?
Right.
Yeah, so these things will stay with you. These emotions will stay with you. And the impressions I'm getting are that I'm going to give you almost the same speech I just gave Wanda from New York City. It's taking care of yourself, because you've been putting other people's needs ahead of your own. Have you been doing this?
Yes, I have.
And okay, so what's happening is you're putting other people's needs in front of your own, and you're not acknowledging, and probably you're not even really aware of actually what your needs are, because you need to have peace and quiet around you. You need to have that that space to get back to yourself. And if things are happening in your house, and there's an energy, a person in there or something, that things are shifting for you, you're feeling that very deeply, and you need your quiet time. You can't have all this other stuff happening. It's just not good for you. And you've probably been pretty good in the past about protecting your energy. But if there's a situation going on in your life where you don't have control over it, that's what's going to affect you deeply. And I was just talking about that earlier in the show, because I had a similar situation happening where stuff was going on and I could not control the situation at all, and I wasn't feeling like myself at all. And I get this impression that you just aren't feeling like yourself. You know, that there's a lot of sadness, but you're not really sure why. You know, maybe even a depression, but you're not really sure why. You just know things aren't quite right. Okay, is that accurate for you?
Yes, it is. And I'm also married, but kind of got me in a situation where I want to leave. It's gotten that bad as far as the energy around me.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know,
and
I just talked to one of my clients today who said something very similar, because we, as women particularly, are very much involved in other people. We're very much involved in how they're doing, and we tend to be, especially you, I think, too, because you are sensitive, so you're a very loyal person. You're someone who is there for people, and you have put other people's needs ahead of your own to the point that you've forgotten your own needs. And we feel sometimes that it's selfish to put our needs in front of other people's needs. We feel like we shouldn't do that. And it's not selfish to take care of yourself. It's not selfish to get the space you need in order to be happy. I'm not telling you to leave your relationship or anything like that. That will be your choice. But it is important for you to have that space around you, to take care of yourself, to love yourself, to show yourself that honor and respect. And I do get the impression as well that you don't feel as though you have a whole lot of honoring and respect coming at you from other people. Is that correct?
No, that is very correct.
Yes, and it feels as though, you know, you're kind of reaching the end of your rope, you know, like you were sort of saying. You've done everything, you've tried hard, you've done your part, etc., but it's not coming back at you. And a one-sided relationship is never a good thing, okay? Now it can shift, it can rebalance itself. I don't know if it will, but it can do that. But for you right now, I want you to do the same thing I just told Wanda. I want you to take some time for yourself. I want you to do the things you want to do. I want you to get in touch with you, in touch with yourself, because you are an amazing person. Do you know this? You're an amazing person. You have spent so much time helping others, as has Wanda. Wanda, if you're still listening, so have you. You have spent so much time helping others. You've spent so much time being there for others. You're like a rock. You're always there. And you've just lost yourself a little bit. That's all. And it's only a matter of just getting back into yourself and recognizing who you are again. And I'm going to tell you again how awesome you are, because you're a very loving person. You're a very kind person, and you're a very caring person. You don't have to have people telling you this. You don't. But let me tell you anyway, because it's good for you to hear. Okay? So if you're not getting affirmation from people around you about how wonderful you are, then I want you to tell yourself how wonderful you are. Okay? I want you to find the recording of this show tonight, and I want you to play it back to yourself. I'm telling you how wonderful you are. Okay? Because you have the strength to do what you have to do to be happy. And I want you to be happy as you can be, because you deserve to be happy. You deserve to love yourself. You deserve to be loved. And the first step for all of this always comes back to loving yourself. Okay, so I only have like a minute left. So, Hazel, will you try to do this week? Really spend some time getting to know yourself and love yourself and honor yourself, respect yourself?
I will try, definitely.
Because I do believe, honestly, it will make a huge difference. Because when you see yourself like I see you, and you feel what you're looking for, you'll start to see it, and it will be empowering. You will feel amazing. Okay, and I want you to contact me too. Send me an email in like a month or a week or something and tell me how you're doing.
Okay. I'd love to do that.
That would be fun. Okay, so I'm going to have to tell you goodbye, but thank you so much for calling.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate this. It helps a lot.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. And that was Hazel from Alabama. Now, it is interesting that we definitely went into a theme tonight of people being confused and not knowing what they like or who they are anymore. If you're confused, figure out what it is you need. Who are you? What do you want? What makes you happy? Do these things, because that shifts your energy amazingly. And it's profound, and I can't say it strongly enough. Now, if you want to connect with me, you can find me at psychicmediumcolleen.com or on Facebook, Medium Coach Colleen Vanderzijden. And I am so happy you listened tonight. I really appreciate you listening and watching, and I will talk to you next week. Goodbye.